Hey folks, this is Evgeny from Easy Automations, and in this tutorial, I will explain to you how you can have a full-blown storefront for your Heartbeat courses, which looks not exactly like this, but similar to this. This is my store for Easy Automations. As you can see, this store looks like your typical e-commerce Amazon store where you merchandise a whole bunch of products and then you add them to the cart, and then you can check out and essentially complete the checkout in one transaction. Now, this isn't something that will be interesting to some of you because in most cases, if you choose to sell your courses and memberships in Heartbeat, you don't have that many membership tiers or products to sell. You only have just a few products, and you would merchandise them using funnels, right? Whether you're using ThriveCart, which gives you a checkout page like that, which you embed on the website, you would have a funnel-based website, and you would probably want to add some bump offers and upsells. If you're selling courses like this, or indeed if you're selling subscriptions, then maybe you don't need a storefront. But what if you have a lot of small things to sell? Maybe you have small tutorials, maybe, I don't know, you're selling PDFs that you're also hosting in Heartbeat. And for those types of products, you may not want to have a funnel, or you may not want to be selling subscriptions. Maybe you're selling one-offs and you have many of them. Anyway, for those situations where you've outgrown your website, which is based on funnels, you can progress to, or change over rather, to more of a storefront like this one, which allows the customers to add multiple products into a cart and then go to the cart and click checkout and essentially be able to complete the whole transaction, as you can see here, in just one go. Now, the other interesting thing with having a storefront like this is that you can set up virtual bundles. So for example, if someone buys, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 courses or something like that, you can reward them with a free course through automations. So it gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of how many items the person can purchase or should purchase in order for you to reward them with something else. And this is just one of the examples that a storefront like this, that in fact essentially allows customers to purchase multiple products in one transaction, that it gives you as the owner of your Heartbeat community and a seller to set up these various different interesting and creative automations, commercial automations that increase your ticket. So anyway, if this is something that you're interested in, I'm going to show you how you can sell your Heartbeat courses and memberships through Marketsy. The tool that does this for you is called Marketsy. So I'm including an affiliate link into the description of this video, but let me quickly describe to you what Marketsy actually is. So Marketsy is an independent business. It's a startup. It's started by 2 guys who are just coding this day in and day out. It gives you a storefront, which is super easy to set up, and I'll show you how to do it. And the beautiful thing about Marketsy is that they offer an insane price point, which is essentially for $149, you are getting a full-blown store, no limits on products, no limits on revenue. There's no commission on any of your revenue. They're not taking any of your money. So it's just the Stripe fees that you're going to be paying, and there are no monthly subscription fees. So literally speaking, it's $149 and you're getting all of that. And you can sell anything, by the way. You can sell your Heartbeat memberships, but what if, for example, you want to merchandise something in addition to Heartbeat memberships? Maybe you've got t-shirts to sell. Maybe you've got some other physical products to sell. You can pile it all into a store that looks like this and merchandise it all together, and people can buy your physical products and your digital products all together. As you can see, yes, it doesn't have that funnel feel to it. It doesn't allow you to upsell and downsell customers. That is something that it doesn't have yet, by the way. I've placed it on the guy's roadmap, fair and square. And yes, if you are running a subscription-based Heartbeat community, this tool is probably not for you, but for all other purposes and reasons, this could be amazing, right? So $149, you get all of that. The only limitation that they place on you is you get one store and you get up to 2 users, right? So I think for most of us running small businesses, this is more than enough. So let me show you how this whole thing will work. So once you get yourself the Marketsy license, you get into this admin panel. And this, for example, is where you manage your products. But before I show you how to manage your products, let me just quickly show you how you would set up your store. So you can already see it could be merchandised. It allows you to customize it very quickly. See, if you are like me and you don't want to waste any time designing stuff and you just want a very clean and high converting and elegant UI, this is what you're going to get. Light theme, dark theme, different ways to arrange product categories. And that's all you're getting, some colors, some fonts, and that's it. You click save and you've configured your UI. The beautiful thing is that everything that you're adding works like a block. So essentially you add a block like this, for example, as a review grid, and you have this interstitial flyout where you edit the text content, and the tool just designs everything for you. So that is, I think that's amazing. You can port your products from wherever it is that you're selling them right now, from Thrivecart, from any other external provider, and you can just go and start selling. Now, these are your products. So here, this is a test store. So a whole bunch of products Marketsy generated for me just to start with. So this is a product setup flow. It's very simple. So name is self-explanatory. Publish tick is whether you want it merchandised on the website or not. This is your price, this is your currency. So category, you can create categories for your products. Again, very cool. You can have one category for courses, another category for PDFs, another category for t-shirts. So you have the short description and the long description. So the short description goes above the fold on your product detail page, and then the full product description, also known as the long description, goes below the fold to your product detail page. So these are both very useful. It's a rich editor, and in case that's not enough, you can ask ChatGPT to generate some code for you, and you can arrange a very beautiful table of anything you want just by including an HTML block in here. Now, what you need to do here, so where it says SKU, our internal product ID, this is where we're going to map this product to a particular group and invite in Heartbeat. Now, if you've ever watched my automation videos, you know that when you are connecting external payment providers to Heartbeat, and if you want to take payments, let's say with Stripe, with PayPal, Thrivecart, anywhere else, and you want to fulfill via Heartbeat, you need to do this via an automation platform. And essentially, you need to know the invite ID and the group ID of the specific group that you want to add people to. The way that you do this is when someone makes a purchase externally, you first add them to a group and then you add them to an invite in Heartbeat. And this controls for the two options of someone already being a member in your community, in other words, having an account, and then an option where they aren't, when they're just coming to you and you. Now, this means that here you need to add first the group ID and then you need to add the invite ID. Now, where do you find your group ID and your invite ID? In Heartbeat. As soon as I've created a dummy course, Heartbeat will create a group for this course. Let me show you where it is. If you go and you manage groups, as you can see, this is a course group and that has been created already. Now, if you go to an invite, it has already created an invite for this course as well. Let's have a look and let's just see which groups are attached to this invite. So this is the group that was attached. So as you can see, Heartbeat has created a group and an invite for the course as soon as you've created in there. So we just need to find the IDs for the group and the invite. How are we going to find these? We need to go to API keys. So I'm going to copy my API key, and then I'm going to API documentation, and I'm going to first to groups, and then here I'm going to paste my API key, and then in the groups, I need to click try it. And so once you click try it, this API docs page will spit out the list of all groups that you have in your community. And this is the group that I'm looking for with this amazing name, DWDSA. ID is what you want. So copy this and then paste it somewhere. In fact, you know what? Just get yourself over back to Marketsy. Let's do it live. So I'm going to go to, where am I going? Where is my store? There it is. There's my store. Okay, so I'm gonna paste it here. Okay, so we've got the group ID in there, but we also need an invite ID. And we need some sort of separator between the two, right? Because we can't have them as one string of text, because one of them is a group ID, the other one is an invite ID, and we have to separate them somehow. I recommend when you have situations like that, you always use this little thing. I don't know how you call it actually, right? Like English is my second language. I'm so sorry. But separator, vertical separator, it's when you have the backward slash and, you do shift and backward slash and you get that sort of vertical thingy. Anyway, use the vertical thingy. So now let us go and find the invite ID. So go back to the API docs and let's go to invitations. Invitations, we're in the right endpoint. This get endpoint returns an array of all invitations within the Heartbeat community. So let's try. Just make sure your API key is in there. And there it is. Again, you can see, you can recognize the name of the group that is attached to this invite. And so what you need in here is the ID. So let's get back to Marketsy and let's add it here. So as you can see, your SKU, your internal product ID, actually consists of two IDs. First, the group ID, followed by a vertical separator thingy, and then followed by the invite ID. And that's essentially how you do this. So you press save, saves your product, and that is done. So you've now linked your product in Marketsy to essentially your product in Heartbeat, which consists of a group ID and an invite ID. Now, how do you fulfill orders placed in Marketsy with Heartbeat? So I'm assuming you have connected Marketsy to Stripe. Unfortunately, folks, at this moment in time, Marketsy only works with Stripe. But again, it doesn't take any commission on top of the Stripe fees that you're paying directly to Stripe. So how do you fulfill orders placed in Marketsy with Heartbeat? So what you do is, the absolutely amazing thing about Marketsy is that it has webhooks. What are webhooks? Webhooks are notifications about events happening in Marketsy, which they will send to an address of your choosing. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to set up webhook notifications in such a way that when someone places an order in Marketsy, Marketsy will send webhook notification to the automation platform that we're going to be using. And then that automation platform will pick up the data that Marketsy provided and then will trigger Heartbeat to add the customer to the group, and then they add the customer to the invite. And I guess the question is, what automation platform are we going to be using? So I can tell you up front, this automation will work with just about any automation platform that you can find on the market. It will work with Zapier, Make, Active Pieces, anything that you want. But for this tutorial, we're going to be using Pabbly Connect. Pabbly Connect is an amazing value Zapier alternative. It's an indie platform. It's a small business run out of India. Niraj is the owner and the manager of this platform, and he and his team are absolutely amazing. We use Pabbly Connect in Easy Automations, where for $699, you will get 10,000 tasks every month. No restrictions on workflows, no restrictions on the steps of those workflows. And the amazing thing is that this is how it compares to Zapier, right? So Zapier would charge you almost $1,600 per year for 10,000 tasks. Now, also keep in mind that there's plenty of tasks within Pabbly Connect that are free. For example, webhooks, text transformations, and a whole bunch of other tasks that Pabbly Connect as a platform will do for you. They are absolutely free. They're not counted towards your allowance. If Pabbly needs to poll something every 10 minutes, for example, say you want to poll the new YouTube videos that you've added to your account and you want to respond to them with ChatGPT using Pabbly, they will not charge you for that. So every single poll will be free for you. So we're going to be using it. It's a Zapier alternative because their builder looks like Zapier. It's a vertical builder. So let's go and let's actually set up that workflow. So I'm going into Pabbly Connect, and this is a workflow that I have already set up. In case you guys are interested in Pabbly Connect, I'm including an affiliate link in the description of this video. It's an affiliate link, so if you make a purchase, I'll get a little something which supports my work, and you guys will not pay a penny more, guaranteed. Also, I'm going to walk you through this automation workflow, but in case you want to go super fast and also you want to support this channel and my work, you can purchase this workflow and it's not going to cost you too much and you can go fast and get it set up very quickly. Cool. Your trigger here will be the webhook. So when you create the webhook module here, it's your first module in your workflow. You need to copy this webhook URL and then you need to go to Marketsy and then you need to go to webhooks in here and you need to paste it into the order confirmation webhook URL, press save, and then you need to press this button, test paid. Now, what Marketsy will do is they will simulate a fake order and they will send the information about this order to your Pabbly Connect webhook. They don't sell live order information in a test transaction yet. However, they send you the entire list of all the information fields and everything that you need to then fulfill this order in heartbeat using that fake dummy data. So once you click this button, Marketsy will send a webhook to Pabbly Connect. And when you catch this webhook, make sure that the simple response toggle is off. This is very important, and I'll show you why. This is the information that Marketsy would send out to you. As you can see, this is dummy information because they just included their team's email as the customer email. But as you can see, you've got the customer email here, right? You probably don't want their phone number or anything like this, but what you do have, and this is the most important thing, is lines or line items. These are essentially the products that the customer added to their cart when they checked it out. And if you look at what's in here, this looks like a whole bunch of gibberish, but what this actually is, it's an array, or a fancy way of saying a list. Now remember that in Marketsy, a user can add more than one product to the cart before they check out, right? So it is, in a lot of cases, it's probably going to be just one order, one product. Who knows? Maybe they will add some t-shirts to your course or something like that. So they will have 3 items there and you need to fulfill 3 items, right? In this case, the module that you need next is an iterator. So an iterator, it's a module that processes arrays. The way that it does is it basically takes an array, which is a list, like a comma-separated list of items, and it unbundles them. And all the actions in Pabbly after the iterator will be performed as many times as there are items in this array. In other words, if someone ordered 5 products, after this iterator module, these steps will be performed 5 times each. Why? Because you need to fulfill the order 5 times. Make sense? Okay, cool. Let's do it then. Here's some dummy data. And once you connect an iterator and you map, so you need to map the data. It says choose array because it's designed specifically for arrays and it will know where the arrays are in the preceding steps of the workflow. So it's found an array here in the webhook and that's what I've mapped. Now you press save and test request and it will show you the first item of that array, the first item of that list, which is a product. And so this is how the data from the product will look like. Now, what we're looking for is this meta SKU. Now, at the moment, it's just some dummy text here that they've included. It's called product internal code. But when there are live orders, this is exactly what you've set up when I showed you how to edit a product. Let's get back to it. This string of text, this piece of text, the group ID, vertical separator, invite ID, they will flow into Pabbly Connect and they will show up here. Right. Now, what do we do with that massive string of text? Because half of that string of text is the group ID and the second half is the invite ID. We need to separate them somehow, right? That's why we included that vertical separator. So in order to do that, we are going to have 2 steps in Pabbly Connect. The first step will isolate the group ID. It will extract the first bit of text before the vertical separator. And then the second one will do the same thing, but with the second element, right? With the invite ID, with the text that goes after the vertical separator. And the way we're going to do this is I've included a dummy text that follows the right pattern, right? It has this vertical separator, which is something that I would recommend that you do in order to test this step. So we're going to go to manage products, and exactly this text you add into here, right? Then your separator, you need to add the vertical separator, and then the segment index is first, and you save and send a test request. And what you will see is, lo and behold, the result is the first part of this text, as you can see, right? Then you do exactly the same with the second step, which is to isolate invite ID. So let me just paste this here. But in this case, the separator is the same, but the segment index is the second, right? So because we need the invite ID, the second bit of the text here. So let's save and test this request. And once Pabbly wakes up with the result, it gives you that second part of the text. So as you can see, you've now isolated the group ID and the invite ID. So as soon as you've done that, what you need to do is you need to delete this, and you need to remap the SKU field from the product. So it's not in your webhook, it's in your iterator, and it is the meta SKU. So delete this and then click save. Okay. Now the next two steps are in Heartbeat. So in Heartbeat, first thing we need to do is add the user to a group, and then, but just be mindful of one thing. So team at marketsy.ai, that's their actual email address. So if you start adding them to groups, don't add them to your groups. So maybe if you want to test this, maybe take this mapping out and then put in your own email address. But yeah, otherwise the Marketsy folks are going to be overwhelmed with all of your free Heartbeat memberships. But essentially, yeah, this is where you're going to map the customer email from the webhook and to send the invitation to users. So what you're going to be mapping here is the invite ID and then the customer email from the webhook. Okay, I'm clicking save. Make sure that if you want to map an invite from somewhere else, toggle this map toggle on as opposed to off. So make sure that the map toggle is switched on. And that is pretty much it, guys. So to sum up, Marketsy, amazing storefront, fully fledged store with webhooks, with Google Analytics, e-commerce integration, folks, with everything that you need to set up a store and sell your digital products and physical products, fulfill them with Heartbeat if they are one-offs for $149. Affiliate link is in the description of this video. And Pabbly Connect, amazing, superb integration and automation platform, a high-value Zapier replacement. Also, the affiliate link in the description to this video. You guys will support this channel if you purchase through these links. You're not going to pay a penny more. I'd be very happy if you guys gave me a like, subscribe to this channel, and then leave me a comment with any questions or any ideas for other automation videos, any problems that you're struggling with. I'd be more than happy to help. Take care.